Identity shift. This is something that I've been going through myself, and I've been kind of avoiding this video just because I see that online not many people speak about what they're currently going through. They normally talk about what they've gone through. And then I started thinking to myself, well, I think it's more relatable when you hear somebody speaking on something that's fresh, that's current, that they're currently going through, and people can connect more. And at the end of the day, I just want to help people out. In this video, I'm going to be touching on the identity shift that you have to do with yourself in order to get out of this current situation that you are in. If you don't like where you're at, what's going on, what you're doing, obviously whatever it is that you're doing, you have to change. And it's so much more than a physical aspect of changing your environment, which is a big portion of it as well. Example, if you're surrounded by people that don't push you to do better, that don't believe in your dreams, that always shuts you down, that puts their fears onto you, then obviously moving from that situation physically is going to help you with your identity shift. But it all boils down to beliefs. What you believe you deserve, your upbringing, what was embedded in your mind, inner work, healing. And listen, I'm with you guys. I know at some point you guys are probably thinking this is BS. I was there. I was there with you. And I'm sure some of you guys are thinking the same thing. But for those of you that are going to stick around and listen to this, I promise you this is the key to entering a better life, what you deserve. And it's pretty much forgetting your past self and building consciously the person that you want to be. So for me, for a long time, I didn't know this, but and it's so true. I've seen videos talking about the nervous system and it being comfortable where it knows or it's familiar with. So your nervous system is comfortable with, for example, if you save $5,000, right? If you go over $5,000, your nervous system doesn't know what to do. Your nervous system it'll just start itching. You ever heard that phrase, like you have extra money and it starts itching your pocket and whatever the case may be? This is exactly that. You know, when your nervous system doesn't know it's a new place, it's going to bring you back to where it is comfortable. So again, if you're comfortable being at $5,000, then when you reach 10, when you reach 12, 15, I hate to say this, but 90% of you guys are going to lose it and go back to the 5, or maybe even worse, because you're comfortable working up to that point and you're uncomfortable making more. So you're used to that hustle up until that point, and that all boils down to beliefs. And I'm just coming to the realization of this, and it's very true. I was in denial for a very long time, and I'm recently cutting out a lot of things. Background story for me is music was my life. For a very long time, I used to be signed to a major record label. I traveled many Latin countries. I've gotten multiple hits. I've had success in the music industry, but that was 10 years ago, right? And I've been dragging a dead horse for 10 years because that's what I know. And the music industry isn't doing its best right now. And I'm also in the Latin market. It's the Latin division that I'm in and I had success in. But I was so attached to that. I was so attached to I did it once, I can do it again. I blocked everything out. I wasn't thinking rationally. My nervous system felt good fighting for that. But in the back of my mind, I knew I was beating a dead horse. One, because the music industry is not at its best point right now. The genre that I'm doing is not in its best point right now. But I'm always go, 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 go. And I can feel my body feel at ease when I start pushing that, you know, and I've ignored that for so long. So I would make good money in the music, and then I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna put all of it back in so I can double it. And that never happened. I've always lost. I made, lost, made, lost, made, lost. And I was comfortable in that. And I came to the conclusion that I have to cut off that old version of me. I have to cut off that artist, that made it big one time and I could do it again. And like, no, like I'm in a different space in life. I see things differently, and I've known this for a while, and I don't know why I've been attached to that for so long. It's like, so that's where it goes in so much more deeper. That's where you have to do your inner work. What are your beliefs? Hurt. If you're hurt, I feel like before I made it big, I was doubted a lot. A lot of people doubted me. A lot of people talked down on me until I made it, right? Once I made it, those people turned around, big shocker, and they applauded, right? So now, when I'm trying to do something and I get those naysayers and putting down on me, that in a way fuels me to do better. But I have to be careful not to focus on I'm going to prove you wrong and not look at the outside of what's going on. What are the actual facts on the business? What are the actual facts on my outcome? Those are all important to make a business work. So going back to the topic is that old version of me no longer works. That old version of me, it's not going to bring me to the next level where I want to be in my next goals in life. I have so many different goals, so many different businesses, that in order for those to work, I have to let go of the past and reinvent myself and reinventing myself, to be honest, doesn't even feel right. Because I don't feel like I'm reinventing myself. I just feel like it's been me all along. I was just oppressing that person from coming out, and I'm here now, and these videos that I'm doing are things that I'm passionate about that have nothing to do with who I was in the past, in the music scene, in the entertainment world. This is like totally different for me, and I wanted to share this story with you guys because if you guys are stuck, and one last example, just throw a number out there. Made $80K on a deal, right? $80K is a lot of money for anybody. My nervous system went wild. I didn't know what to do because I was comfortable being at a certain level, and I had to, whatever else money I wasn't used to having, I had to get rid of it. So like not knowing. And it's like, this was years ago, by the way. And it's not till now that I'm waking up and realizing all of this. So I want to share this with you guys, and I want you guys to look at yourself, look at what you're doing, look at what you've been doing, look at the hurt that you have, that you're carrying with you. Look at the cycle that you're in and focus on breaking out of that cycle, on letting go of the hurt that you might be carrying, because it's not about that person anymore. It's about you holding on to whatever hurt you, a grudge or whatever it may be, that's making you stubborn and just wanting to keep going towards that one thing that you're going or trying to do that obviously isn't working. So you have to let go of the person, you have to let go of the hurt, you have to let go of the grudge and just release it and be who you want to be who you want to become. And I strongly feel that people that are stuck in a cycle have to do that work. They have to look within themselves, as cheesy as it may sound. I'm telling this to you guys, and in my mind, I'm like, this sounds so cheesy. But I promise you it's true, and as you start doing the work, you start feeling your body just different, just more calm. Your stress level goes down because you're aligning to where you need to be and where you have to go. So listen to your body, listen to your emotions, and obviously your mind. Control your mind. Don't let your mind wander off, because the body feels what the mind thinks. It's this weird connection. If you think of somebody you argued with and everything they told you and whatever, even though in this very moment you're not having that argument, you're not, that person's not even in the same room with you, your body's gonna start feeling those emotions. You're gonna start getting angry just by thinking about it. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by control your mind. Forget about the past. You know, if what you're doing, the old things that you were doing are not working anymore, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. And don't be afraid of becoming the new you. Don't be afraid of people walking away from you that do not accept the new version of you. This is very important because a lot of people, and again, this goes back to your upbringing and whatever you went through and trauma and whatnot. But a lot of people are afraid of other people walking away from them, maybe because they have certain abandonment issues. They didn't get love coming up, or you know, something about their parents not showing them love, and they get that from other people. So it's all an issue. So, you know, all of these things apply to your finances. Everything that I have just said about your mind, your emotions, your past, these are all things that you have to look at that will improve your finances. And you're like, Lito, how? How is my emotions? How is this? I understand what you're saying. You can work, have a business, great, right? But if your emotions are not in place, your emotions are not where they need to be, your mind is not where they need to be, you're stuck in a cycle, right? You're not going to be able to properly run that business. You're not going to be properly able to focus on your goals to make X amount of money. And guess what? Going back to the nervous system, if you do make that X amount of money, you are going to just spend it all or just throw it all away because your inner self is not intact. You are not aligned. So you, on the other side of this lens, if you are in a cycle that is not working for you and you keep doing the same thing and you keep falling and you get to just a certain amount of length away where you need to be and then you fall back down, look at everything I just mentioned. Look inside, let go of the old you, let go of old hurt, fix yourself first, and then continue with what you need to continue. And you will come back and thank me. Okay? And this is coming from somebody that's going through this right now. This is not something that I went through years ago. Like, I've had success in my life up to a point, and then it falls down. And I'm being very transparent and honest with you guys. I've had all that, and I've lost all of it. Right? And I have it, and I lost it. And it's because of that. So right now, what I'm realizing is the things that I have to let go. You know, the old me, the old hurt. Focus on myself, my emotions, what triggers me. Look at my surroundings. Who am I surrounding myself with that might be giving me their fears, putting their fears onto me? Who around me does not support my dreams and my goals? Who around me does not cheer when I win at anything? Okay? And letting those people go. It might be hard, it might be family members, but guess what? You have goals that you need to reach. And depending on what they are, who they are, you have to make sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices. I have family members that I love dearly, but I know they're not good for me. So I'm not completely detaching myself from them, right? But I'm definitely creating this gap. Like, you can only be at arm's length, for an example. You can't pass this because they're not going to let me get to where I need to go to. And you have to be good yourself in order to help those around you. I've always said, once I get back to my goal, I'm going to help those people that I love. But they're not going to come within a certain distance of me, because they're just going to bring me back down. And that is super hard to see, super hard to accept. unless you put in the work. So I'm going into this me dive now, and I want to share with you guys. I want to share with you guys in the current time. I don't want to make a video about this 5-10 years later, just because I know there's other people out there that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, and I'm pretty sure my story can help someone just like your story can help someone else. So I encourage you to share your story. This is definitely new for me. It's a little bit scary, I guess is the word. Maybe not. A little nervous, right? But at the same time, it's exciting because I actually feel like I'm walking in through the door that I'm supposed to be walking in through now. So I'm going to wrap this up here. This was a video that was not scripted. I don't script pretty much any of my videos. I do outlines, as I've said in the past, and just talk about them. But this, I just literally turned on the camera, hit the record button, and just wanted to share this with you guys. So follow me on this journey. Follow me on this journey. If you appreciate these tips that I'm giving you guys, this advice, my life experiences that I'm sharing, give me a follow, give the video a like, and leave me some comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Excuse me, I'm still processing everything that I said. Like I said, this is happening in the now. So anyways, I upload videos every week. I will see you guys next week. I'm just gonna shut off the camera and be quiet.